Okay, it's a long time ago with me, Adam. I'm joined by Martyn. How's it going, Martyn?
Yep, good. Thanks, Adam.
Good. Excellent. Let's get straight to it. We're back with episode 11 of Making the Grade now. For anyone that doesn't know, Martyn's on a mission to collect the original 96 Kenner Star Wars figures between 1977 and 1985. If you don't know that by now, I mean, what are you doing at episode 11? But
go back and check from episode 1.
Yeah, go back to episode 1. What are you doing here? But he's almost at the halfway point now. He's reached 47 figures, and his average previously was £82.69 per figure. A few heavier buys last week or last time out has taken that total up to £89.57, which actually isn't too bad. There are a few bargains in there too.
I was going to say that is really, really good, considering I got some last 17 in the last batch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot I didn't tell you that what the average was this time. So yeah, you're probably surprised to hear that it's still under 90.
Yeah, no, to be fair, you never tell me. The first time I hear about it is when you actually tell me, and
it's more fun that way.
It is. Well, yeah, it's less depressing, so I don't have to think about it all the time. So it's good.
But people will hopefully will have seen the last episode and will have seen the realization that came across on Martyn's face when he realized how much this could cost him.
You mean when I tried to do some really really unintelligible maths, and in my head I worked out I'm not hardly going to be spending anything, but then you actually got the calculator out and worked out what it actually would come to if I was to carry on this way, and yeah, it was quite a shocking surprise.
Yeah I can't wait to see how much it's going to cost in total at the end. But yeah, so let's get into this week's then. There's only 3 figures to pick up, right?
Yeah,
3 pickups.
As expected, and as we quite rightly predicted in the last episode, due to the amount of money that the figures that I'm coming up to the figures that cost a bit more, the last 17 and some of the more rarer figures. I'm starting to sort of slow down the numbers that I pick up because I want to be able to save up to get these more expensive figures now. So
absolutely,
these episodes are probably only going to feature 2-3 figures per episode. Sometimes, if I manage to pick a yak face up, that might be the whole of 2024. Yeah. We only expect 1 episode in 2024, but so I've only picked 3 up. And again, without giving you the details too much yet, I've got 3 amazing bargains again this time around.
Oh, so, is this another one sponsored by Another League Toys?
Yeah, it's not officially sponsored by Another League Toys, but
but it may as well be.
Yeah, going back to the last episode, I'm starting to pick them up exclusively from Dan at Another League Toys, because anybody who wants to buy graded figures, check out. He's your man. I mean, he does some amazing deals, and they're all top-notch quality, high grade figures. So check him out if you haven't done so already. So let's get down to it. The first figure I picked up was a 1984 B-wing pilot. Now I think this is the first figure I've picked up that dated 1984, because most of the ones I've picked up so far from Return of the Jedi were 1983. So I'm guessing this was like a later wave of Return of the Jedi figures.
So B-wing pilot didn't fall in the last 17.
No, he didn't. No.
Okay.
And
I
he
thought
was
he
one
might have been, but yeah.
No, and he's also one of those figures that on the card back, the picture doesn't actually. There's a few of them. There's the ATST driver, and there's the TIE fighter pilot, I want to say, as well. They all appear on cards that the vehicle appears on rather than the actual figure or the character. Thank you, itself. But yeah, again, this is an absolutely stunning looking figure. It's a no COO. It's UKG graded 85% across the board. And this one cost me £85. So not bad.
No, not bad.
not bad. I mean, it's a great figure. I mean, you'll see on the video that the color and the paint on this one is it just looks immaculate. It looks gorgeous. There is. I think you might be thinking of the A-wing pilot, which was in the last
That
17.
might be it. Yeah.
Because basically, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's very close to the B-wing
Mm.
pilot, but colored green. And that one goes for considerably more than the B-wing pilot.
Yeah.
But
That's a quick question actually, because I don't think I've asked it before, but why are the last 17 so expensive?
well, I'm assuming that they didn't make as many of them. I mean, again, I don't know. I'm not an expert.
Mm.
I'm learning as we're going through this process,
Yeah.
but I'm assuming that because they're the last 17, they came out in 1985, obviously, which means Star Wars wasn't gone, but it wasn't in the mainstream as much as it was in
Right.
1983/4. So I think they made less figures. I know for a fact that figures like Yak Face, I'm not sure it corresponds to other figures in the last
Mm.
17, but I know Yak Face, for example, was only released in Europe.
Yeah.
So it could, there obviously wasn't available in the States, which is why that price is driven up. So there's less of them is the short answer, to be honest
Yeah.
with you, mate.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what it is. Whereas all the others, the original A New Hope Star Wars figures, they came out on the New Hope card, then they were re-released on the Empire cards, then they were re-released again on the Jedi cards, then they were
Yeah.
re-released on the Tri Logo cards. Um, and I'm assuming they came out on the Power of the Force cards as well. In fact, I'm sure they did. So there's obviously quite a lot of the old figures available,
Yeah.
but again, it's down to the variants, I think, more than the actual figure itself. That causes whether it's rare or not. So
Mm.
so yeah, that would
Yeah.
be my answer. Anyone out there who knows better, than please put it in the
I'm
comments,
sure
or,
our
or let
old
us know.
friend BOE will probably
Yeah,
have an idea,
yeah.
won't he?
Action figure grader John.
Yeah, one of the somebody
He's
out
up.
there will know.
Yeah, he'll let us know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, second figure is a 1983 Princess Leia Bush or Bosch or however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah. Boosh. Well, that's
Uh,
how I've always said it. Boosh. Yeah.
this is a great figure. This is one I had as a kid. Instantly lost the helmet.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember. I remember having this figure, vividly, but I never remember actually having the helmet for it.
Mm.
And let alone the weapon. I mean, the weapons when I had them lasted all of about 3 minutes until they got lost or hoovered up by my mum.
Hoovered. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a Hong Kong COO. It's UKG graded 85%. And again, I paid £85 for this one,
Yeah.
which again, pretty good. If you're watching the video now, if I've put it up, it's again absolutely stunning looking,
Yeah.
great figure, great character. It's another one of my Princess Leia mini collection. I think
I
this is
didn't
my
know you had a Princess Leia mini collection going on.
well, no, I think I said in the last episode that with this, collecting the original 96, you have sort of mini collections, like you have all the
I
Lukes you want
see.
to
I got
collect.
you. Yeah.
And yeah, and I think this is my second layer. I know I've got the Bespin
You've
layer.
got Bespin. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this will be my second layer. So yeah, I'm
Nice.
happy to
It
have that.
kind of displays interestingly, doesn't it? In the acrylic
Yeah.
case, the way they've done it.
Mm.
I assume that they don't do it the same with all of them, do they? So
Well, I think the problem with it in this case is obviously the weapon is so long.
that's
It
true. Yeah.
actually works quite well because they then can put the helmet just above and it doesn't
Mm.
look sort of out of place, doesn't look silly. Whereas I think with some of them they'll perhaps put them to the side.
Yeah.
I think the Stormtrooper disguised Luke, I think they put this, depending on which company grades it, they put that one to the side with the blaster. But I quite like it.
Yeah.
I quite like the way they displayed this one.
Well,
You
that's
got
another thing we'd have to get into at some point because
mm,
your two your two Jedi Lukes display differently, don't they, with the
mm.
capes? So
Yeah,
it's just quite an interesting sort of thing that I've picked up the way that they might sort of display them.
yeah. There's obviously all three different companies that grade. They
Yeah.
grade them all completely differently. I mean, I have to say UKG where they might not be quite the the harshest graders compared to say AFA and CAS, they definitely display nicer in the cases from UKG, I would say. But yeah, going back to Jedi Luke quickly, I mean, you should see you can get it so that it's a long case where you have the lightsaber, the blaster, Luke, and then the cape's actually hung up on a little peg next to him, so you can have it displayed like that. I've seen. So there's lots of. I think you can actually, when you send them off to be graded, you can request how you would like them to look in the case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. So one day when I actually do send, I've got a Bib Fortuna down in front of me, immaculate condition, that I need to send off to UKG. I just haven't got around to it yet. So that will happen at some point.
Yeah, make that something, because otherwise he'll just go the same way as the others.
Yeah, we'll give him away.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, and my final pickup for this episode, and it's a beauty. Again, I'm a big fan of the Imperial Stormtrooper figures. Well, anything Empire is always the more fun characters, and they always, in my opinion, always look the best. And this is my favorite card back in all of the original Kenner card backs, and it is the 1980 Imperial Stormtrooper. Sorry, Snowtrooper. Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
And this is a Hong Kong COO. It's UKG graded 85%, and it's worth every piece of that 85%. It just looks immaculate. There's no discoloration in it whatsoever. All the whites from the legs and the arms match the torso, which is something
quite rare, isn't it?
It is quite rare from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And unbelievably, I got this for £80.
Oh wow. That's brilliant. Yeah,
that's right. It's really good price for that figure, I think. I feel anyway.
So is that the same card back as what's on the Saga collection one?
Yes, that's exactly the same card back. Yeah, and it's one of my favorites, if not my favorite card back. It's just such a great picture on that card.
Yeah, needs a re-release on Vintage Collection, doesn't it?
Oh, it's got to. It's only a matter of time. It just looks spectacular. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this one. I'm starting again. Another mini collection is my Imperial troops, so that's the Stormtroopers all sorted now.
Excellent.
Got the Imperial Guard and the Star. No, was it Death Star Commander? I think it is. Or
Death Star Commander. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, Death Squad Commander. I think it was originally called, but so yeah, the Imperial collection's doing well. The Imperial Guard I've got as well, obviously. Really, really happy. I know it's a short episode. Sorry, guys, but
well, I don't think it is that short, to be honest. We've
a
little bit about them. I'm just looking at the clock now, but
they're the pickups for episode 11.
Good pickups.
I get a little bit of a preview for making the grade part 12. I won't say what I've got, but I've kind of got some irons in the fire, and I know I'll be getting them. But for part 12, I've got some absolute beauties coming, and there's some top tier characters as well. So
I don't even know about these ones. So
no, I've obviously Echo Base is in between episode 11 and episode 12 of making the grade. So make that as you will. But let's just say it's going to be a good episode 12. So look forward to showing it off. Yeah.
All right, let's get that graphic up so we can see how much you've spent. And then I think that'll be everything. There's nothing else from you?
No, that's it for this week.
Perfect. Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will catch you in the next one. We'll see you later.
Bye.